Hi, I'm Armande Ferrante, and I won the Whole Foods Best Butcher 2012 competition. As part of the Best Butcher competition, I made a turducken in less than 15 minutes. Here's how to make the perfect turducken. Okay, first we debone the turkey. We're just following the bone around. This is a little tricky here. This is where the thigh hooks into it. So you kind of break the joint. There we go. Now it's important not to break through the skin here when you get to the bottom of this breast. Just lightly stop at the end of the bone. Spin it around and do the same thing here. This is the thigh, where the thigh hooks into the back. You don't want to gouge into it because you want to make sure the skin stays intact for when you close it up. So you have to be a little careful here. There we go. Now, once you get down real low here, like this, you kind of pull it out. You don't really cut through, you pull it like that. So you don't rip the skin through here. It's intact. Now we're going to remove just the thigh bone from the leg. Down each side and around. And then again, it's important not to break through the skin. And the second thigh bone. Okay. Now the wings stay intact. Can't really take those little bones out. And that's pretty much the base of the turducken. Some of this neck skin you could take off. It's not necessary. Now what I like to do is open the breast a little and get some stuffing in here and fold it back over so it's layered. When you slice it, every layer has a little bit of stuffing to it. And it'll give you a nice full turkey look. Even put some in here where this bone was. So the thighs get a little stuffing, makes it nice and juicy. Now we're going to remove the bone from the chicken, the same way we did the turkey. Now this one here, you don't have to be so careful because it will be on the inside. But it's not good to just tear it up. Same thing, go down to the bottom, and basically you could just pull the breast off. Now with the chicken, you're going to have to remove the whole leg bone, even the drumstick. We'll cut the wings off at the second joint because there isn't much meat and it just would be too many little pieces to try and bone that out. But we'll take the one big drum. It's called a drumette, a wing drumette, because there's quite a bit of meat on this one, so we can get the bone out. There's our chicken boned out. Take a little bit of this extra skin off. And we're going to put a little bit of stuffing here and here. And we're going to lay the chicken in. Bit of stuffing in the chicken now. We're using some duck breast instead of whole duck because this is the better part of the duck. It's the more thicker meat. We remove the skin from the duck because it doesn't really crisp up and it is fatty. So we don't want all that grease inside of our turducken. Now we're going to lay these in. Now that we have it all stuffed, it gets a little tricky at this point. What we're going to do is close up the back and make it look like a turkey again. So you need a meat sewing needle. What I'm doing with the needle is I'm putting it through each side of the turkey, making sure I grab enough skin on each side and just passing the string through and tying a simple knot, no different than you would tie your shoe, just to hold the back together. You want to make sure you get enough skin here and some meat so it doesn't tear through. Now once you have the back sewn up pretty good, flip it over and you can see it took some nice shape, just like it had all its bones in it. What I like to do is tie the legs together And we'll put a couple strings around it so it's easier to take in and out of the pan. I like to put one this way just to bring the legs up. So we try to get it to cook most evenly. And one more back here. And we're done. And there's our turducken, a wonderful holiday dinner. Once the turducken's ready for the oven, you can cook it for 25 to 30 minutes per pound at 375. Now you want the internal temperature to be 160, and you also want it to rest for at least a half an hour, so when you do carve it, it stays intact and each guest gets a nice piece of chicken, turkey, and duck in one slice.